Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Hare
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी
राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
राधा माधव राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे संकीर्तन की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। भक्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा। We are sorry yesterday night it got a little late for you all to sleep. We will try to end our day early so that you can have a 6 hour sound sleep and then you can come for the morning program. So is my sound good enough for all of you in the last row? Can you hear me? Here also? Okay. Yesterday morning, I began my class with one verse from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. You all know that. Mamapitya punarjanma dukhalayam ashashvatam. Na punvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gataha. My devotees, Arjuna, they all come back to me at the end of this life. They don't take rebirth in this world again. No. But the other living beings who don't take to the path of devotional service, they keep going on through this repetitive cycle of birth and death. And they come to this world, which is a world characterized by two things, Dukhalayam and Jashatam. It is a world of misery and it is a world which is temporary, where life is temporary. And then we went on to explain about how this world is a place of misery. So I was telling you, in this world there is a Khalata Tapakari Mishra, there is a mixture of pleasure and pain, honor and dishonor. Always it comes in couplet. It doesn't come alone. You only want pleasure, you only want honor, you only want victory, but you always get the other side also, which you don't want. So we gave many examples like the fire and smoke, or like flesh and nails, things like that. And then we said that definitely as human beings, you all are very intelligent. You want to know how to put a full stop to suffering and expand your happiness unlimitedly. Correct, no? Atyantika sukha pravritti, atyantika dukkha nivritti. You want to make dukkha zero. And happiness, oceanic. So then we entered the booklet where we studied about, this world is called Dukhalay, Pustakalay, Himalay. In the similar manner, Dukhalay means it's a place of misery. And different people take miseries in different ways. Some people say, what to do, we have to live with it. Some people foolishly ask, who said I am suffering? I gave you the example of the drunken boy in the gutter. Then there are people who say, suffering is necessary for us to enjoy life. That's another type of foolishness. Then we concluded that actually is suffering necessary for enjoying life? No. We all are looking for ocean of suffering, ocean of enjoyment. But material world is ocean of suffering. So spiritual world is the ocean of enjoyment. And that's what you are looking for. I gave you the example of your grades. You want increasing grades or reduced grades? Yeah. Businessman wants increasing profit or some damage in his business. Yeah. Similarly, we all are looking for only happiness. We are not looking for suffering at all. So we began with all these things. Then we went on to show that suffering is not only in birth, old age, disease, and death. That is, of course, suffering. But besides that, we also are suffering in from womb to tomb. So you all did that activity yesterday. Then 7 stages of life, we saw that also. So all this was to help us understand that the suffering is very visible in this world. And any intelligent, sane human being should make a plan to rise above suffering and become happy forever. And the secret is given in Bhagavad Gita. So, and then after that activity, we talked about the story of the sparrow, which was trying to make a nest, and Prabhupada's servant blocked it. He couldn't make it. So based on that, we derived a very important lesson, which Prabhupada taught us, that Maya Devi is also throwing sand in our plans many times, but foolish divinities cannot see her in action. And then we understood why Maya Devi is appointed by Krishna as a tuition teacher to reform us. So then I gave you from Bhagavatam a formula for how we arrive at suffering in this world. So when you face Krishna directly, you don't suffer. When you turn away from Krishna and you wander away in the material world, I told you, Janasya Krishna Vimukasya, the Adharmashilasya, Suddhukitasya. You remember that? When you turn away from Krishna, you become Adharmashil. When you become Adharmashil, you become miserable. And then I asked you a question yesterday, how to become happy? Then turn towards Krishna. That's the answer. So when you turn away from the sun, you see shadow. When you turn towards the sun, you don't see shadow at all. There is no I mean, no blemish in Krishna. Only when we turn away from Krishna, we get into all kinds of nasty activities. And those nasty activities are all summarized under three headings: lust, anger, greed. From lust comes all the gang rapes and all that, pornography, gang rapes, adult movie, all that comes from lust. From anger comes criminal activities, murder, and all that. And greed comes money scandal, cheating, robbery, corruption, all that comes. So all the modern day problems can be summarized into three: lust, anger, and greed, the three gateways to hell. And that's what we have landed in this material world. We are landing into hell. So if you want to take ourselves away from these three gateways to hell, then we have to turn towards Krishna. And then I also told, for that Krishna has made an arrangement. Maya Mugdha Jivar Nahi Swata Krishna Gyan Atayeva Kripa Koila Krishna Veda Puran. Mercifully, Krishna has given us Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra. Most importantly, Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. He has given us this. That means not that we have turned away from Krishna, we are wandering, we are suffering, there is no one to pay attention to us. No, Krishna himself is paying attention. He is giving us this literature. And that literature is coming down in Guru Parampara also for you. And there are teachers to teach you. Like you all got mentors to guide you. You have brahmachari preachers coming to give knowledge to you. So we have teachers. So we have teachers available, books are available, holy rivers are available, holy temples are available, holy deities are available, holy prasadam is available, holy name is available. In this way, Krishna is enveloping you with many, many holy items to bring you back home, back to Godhead. Only thing is, we are still trying to escape from Him. Leave me, leave me, leave me, and we want to go away. So, in this way, Maya gives us suffering and only to purify us. She gives us suffering for the karmic reactions that we have done. Therefore, I told you, somebody smokes, they get, lung cancer. Somebody drinks, they get liver cirrhosis. So the sufferings are awarded by Maya Devi, which people cannot see. They don't know where the suffering is coming from. They don't know. Just like in my home one day, I was doing this, cleaning the cobwebs and all on the top with a long stick with a bushy broom. You have seen that? So I saw one kitten coming. So I showed it on the kitten's face. And the kitten was surprised, what is this bushy thing? He was trying to bite it and fight with it. When he pushed it, it fell down. Again, it got up and trying to fight. Poor kitten couldn't see that behind this bushy broom there's a long stick. He didn't see that. And that stick is held in the hands of Radheshyam Das. That also he didn't see. Similarly, Maya Devi has the long stick of these three gunas: Satta Guna, Rajoguna, Tamaguna. She's subjecting us to that. And then we can't see her in action. She is the one in this world with her Trishul, Adhyatmika, Adhibhautika, Adhidevika, Kleshas. So, we are all suffering. And I gave the example of the dog. If a bulldog is chasing after you, what you should do? Call the master. By calling the master, you'll be saved. And also, I told you Prahare Dhananjay story, right? What is the moral of Prahare Dhananjay story? Don't? It talks about people who are stuck in the material world, not ready to go. That story says that a son-in-law should not stay in the father-in-law's home for a long time. Correct? No, we have to go back to Godhead. That's the main lesson. I heard a true story, and there was one girl who was born in Vrindavan. But her parents thought in those days there was no school in Vrindavan. So they sent her to Delhi to study. So when she went to Delhi, she became a city girl. She became attracted to city. And she didn't feel attraction to go back to her village in Vrindavan. In Delhi city, her Mausi was living. So Mausa and Mausi. So she would call her Mausi as Mama. So Mausi told, hey, I'm not your Mama. Your Mama is in Vrindavan. Why are you calling me Mama? Your Mama is there. So when there was a summer vacation, 2 months, Mausi told her, see, Mausi also Mausa, both of them told her that, see, you should go home for some time at least. 1 month you go. She said, no, mujhe idhar acha lagta hai. I like to be in Delhi only. What will I do in the village? I want to be here only, she said. So in this way, this little girl became attached to staying in city in Delhi. Similarly, we all belong to Golak Vrindavan. There we have a real Mama Papa, Radha Krishna. Huh? We have left them and come to material world where we have our Mausa Mausi. Who is our Mausa Mausi? Shiva and Durga. Huh? They are the Mausa Mausi in material world. And Durga is taking Trishul and saying, hey, go to your parents' home. She's showing the Trishul. And mother is also welcoming, beta aajao. Huh? She's showing a bouquet. Radharani is welcoming. But we don't want to go. We don't want the Goloka. We want the Bhuloka. Huh? So Bhuloka is Mausi's place. Huh? Now you all understand the example? So problem is what? We have come here to this world and we have become attached to this world. So we don't want to go. Just like Kailash. We all heard about Kailash drama, right? Like that. So these things we discussed yesterday. And one very important thing we discussed, which you are all going to do in drawing exercise, you're going to do is 3 things why in the material world we are miserable, we are suffering. Why the material world cannot give us happiness. 3 things. Who can say the first thing? Yes? Give the mic to him. Take the mic.
Hare Krishna, because it is changeable and perishable, the material.
Exactly. Haribo. Everything is changeable. Bodies are changeable, situations changeable and perishable. Huh? Bodies are perishable. Second thing, anybody? Yes? Duality. That we already told. Sukha, Dukha, Mana, Mana. Third one? So in the spiritual world, Krishna's body doesn't change. His body is not perishable. And Krishna, in the spiritual world, is only happiness. Huh? Only sweet rice, no stone particles. Huh? And thirdly, the relative, spiritual world is not relative. Spiritual world is absolute. And there is no one better than Krishna for you to search after. Therefore, you will be completely satisfied. So these things we discussed yesterday. So why did I wrap up the yesterday session like this now? It's very important for us to hold the examples and the little anecdotes and the stories that we hear in the class in our mind. I saw the quiz. The quiz was not representative of what I taught yesterday. So whoever is a quiz maker, who is a quiz maker today here? You only maker? Okay. So the quiz should be like what I asked now, just now. Say now how much time I took to revise now? Tell me. Whatever I spoke yesterday, the entire lecture I wrapped up now, correct? In how much minutes? 10 minutes. In 10 minutes I finished. So quizzes should be based on these questions. Otherwise, there may be some stray point also, which is not that important. Asking quiz on, if you ask a question, what is ISKCON doing? ISKCON is doing a lot of things. But ISKCON, they will say ISKCON distributing books, ISKCON is giving prasad, ISKCON is building Radha Madhava temple, and everything they will say. So it has to be more specific, and it should be the vital point that I am covering like now. So today we are entering into another session called Scientific Understanding of God's Nature. The very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, it's a very scientific understanding is given. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadyasya yathonvayati taratashtarte vijñasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayaha. Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastha Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadyasya yathonvayati taratashtarte vijñasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayaha Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastha Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. See, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. In all the Vedas, I am addressed by the term Om. So Om Om is also Krishna only, but it's Krishna's impersonal representation. And then he says Om, and then he says Namo. Nama means not mine. That's the meaning of Nama. It came. Namaha. Indraya Swaha Idam Namama. We say, no? From that only Nama came. Nama, when you say, one should bow down. So when you are bowing down, not mine, my dear Lord, everything belongs to you. That's the meaning. Everything belongs to whom? Bhagavate. Bhaga means what? Opulences. The person possessing all six opulences in full. And what's his name? Vasudevaya. His name is Vasudeva. So it's like saying, Om, when you say it's like government of India. Bhagavate means like prime minister with all the opulences of controlling the whole nation. Vasudevaya, it's like Narendra Modi, like that. Match, you are able to see the comparison. No? Similarly, God also, when you say Om means God's impersonal representation. Bhagavate means God's personality, like it can be Vishnu, it can be Rama, it can be Krishna, any of them. When you say Vasudevaya, means Vasudev's son. Who is he? Krishna. So this is how the first salutation. I bow down to the Lord of six opulences, Lord Krishna. That's the meaning. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadyasya yataha. The definition of God is given. God is one from whom everything emanates. Repeat. This is the definition of God. Any of your friends ask you, why are you talking about God? You tell them, God means from whom everything has emanated. You can ask your friends, challenge them. Look at the world around you. As soon as you come in the morning to the garden, you see the sun shines, the cloud showers, the flowers blossom, the fruits ripen, the crops grow, the seasons change. So ask them, are you doing any of these things? You are not doing. Who has created all this? God has created all this. Who is maintaining all this? God is maintaining all this. In this way, you can tell anybody, Janmadhyasya yataha. Such a beautiful definition. It's a Vedanta Sutra definition. God is one from whom everything emanates. This mic has come from God. This table has come from God. Now you may say, how did the table come from God? The table has come from a tree. And the tree came from a seed. And Krishna says, Aham bija pradaha pita. So he is a seed giving father. So God is the source of this table also. In the same manner, all the 120 elements in Mandely's periodic table, the source of all of them, Krishna says, is me. So instead of telling about Mandely's periodic table, it's a Krishna's periodic table. I should say, correct? No? Because he only made all that elements. And he has only given you the brain substance also, which we all carry. He has given us the eyes, ears, nose, hands, legs, everything. So all these have come from him. Everything. Not only that, Anvayat itaratascha arteshu avijnaha. Directly and indirectly, he is fully cognizant about everything in this creation. Cognizant means conscious. Abhijna. See, jna means to know. Abhijna means he completely knows everything. If I ask any of you how many hairs you have on your head, can you say? Not on your friend's head, your head only. That means even about our own body, we don't know details. How many hairs? Of course, I can say I am shaven-headed, I can say. But you all have hairs. And you can't say how many hairs you have. It's your own body. You take a morsel of food and put it in your mouth. When it goes down your throat, do you exactly know what happens? It goes through the gastrointestinal tract. Then some gastric juice is mixed with it. And then it is mixed together. I'll show you the video will come. I'll show you. It throws out stool and urine below. And then the nourishing portion it takes and then mixes with glucose and all the sugar, Then it is taken to one place where it is converted into blood and sent to the heart to be pumped to the whole bodily nook and corner. There is a pump, love, dub, it's going on. The heart is going, pumped. Try to imagine, are we doing any of this? We are only witness to this. We are watching this. Or are you doing like this, digesting the food? You have a crank or something like that. You are not doing anything. You are just watching it. There are many things happening. So he says, God knows how many hairs each of you have. He can tell you exactly. You name a boy, he will tell you he has got so many thousands of hairs. He can exactly say. That is the knowledge of God. There is nothing that he does not know. He knows what is happening inside our body, what is happening outside. When your baby tooth fell and when the permanent tooth came, he can exactly tell you the date and timing. He has got track of the karmic reactions of every one of us in millions of lifetimes. And he is standing as a super soul and rewarding us and punishing us as per our karmic reaction. That's why he's called Abhignya. Directly and indirectly he knows everything. He says, yesterday Nam Prem Prabhu beautifully said how Krishna knew what Jayadratha will do. Correct, no? You remember? This evening I was telling. That's Abhignya. And then he says, last word in the first line, Swarat, he says. You saw the word? First line. What is the meaning of Swarat? Means he's a supreme controller. Even all of you, you will see that even you are also some kind of controller. Say, for example, in your house, there are some ants moving. They are also controllers. There's one leader ant controlling all the other smaller ants. But when you take a hose pipe and put water, all the ants along with the leader is washed away. So who is a better Ishwar than the ants? Yourself. But then when the demigods are putting tsunami in Marina Beach, then we get swept away. 4 lakh people got swept away. Then demigods are a bigger Ishvara than human beings. You're able to see that? Ants are here, you are here, demigods are here. But beyond all demigods, there is supreme. In the Kena Upanishad, there is one story. One day there was a big fight between Asuras and Devas. And the Devatas won. Asuras had to flee for their lives. So then the Devatas became very proud. Every Devata was claiming that, he went and told his wife, it was because of me that we won the battle. Everybody said that. So Lord Krishna arrived there. He disguised himself as a yaksha. And then he called all of them, come here. So he called Vayu. Vayu, what do you do? What's your job? Vayu said, my dear Lord, you don't know who I am? Don't you know about northeast monsoon, southwest monsoon? How I blow, so powerfully. So Lord took just one thin like this, one grass, and put it in the front and said, can you blow this off? And this fellow enveloped all directions, but he just couldn't move it 1 millimeter also. That was the situation. Then he hung his head and he ran away from there. Then he called Agni, you come, what is your power? Then Agni also said, my dear Lord, at the time of Pralaya, before the Pralaya waters, I burned, scorched all the planets with my heat. Lord said, okay, now you burn this piece of grass. He also enveloped, everything could be enveloped except that one piece of grass. They couldn't do anything. He also hung his head and went away. Like that, Lord called all one by one. Everybody was ashamed, all the demigods. Indra was coming. Indra said, what's happening there? The war is over. Why are they all crowding there? So, you all can keep the booklet and not see it. Only when I tell you, you can open it at that time. So, I am giving you a summary. Then when you enter inside, it will go kadakat. Very fast we will go after that. Okay. So, then Indra, when he was coming, Parvati Mata was there. Parvati told Indra, hey Indra, don't go there. The Lord is humiliating everybody. Everybody is hanging their head down and running. So Indra, when he heard it, he caught hold of his dhoti and ran from that place only. He never went there. So this story comes in Kena Upanishad to show, on that day it was declared, not even a blade of grass can move without God's sanction. Madhbhayat vato yam suryastapati madhbhayat varshati indro dahatyagnir mrityuscharati madhbhayat. By my order the sun is rising, Lord is saying. By my order the sun is setting. By my order the fire is burning. By my order the wind is blowing. By my order the grains are growing. By my order the death is taking its toll. By my order the Lord of showers, Indra, is bringing forth the rain waters. Krishna is saying, everything is happening by my order, he is saying. So he is Swarat, supreme controller. Supreme controller means everybody in this world is controlled except him. As soon as you are controlled, you are not God. You can know for sure. There was a Mayavadi, impersonalist, sitting in a train. He had a swollen cheeks. And he was catching the cheeks. Ooh, like that he was saying. Prabhupada said, look at that fellow. He cannot control his toothache and he is claiming to be God, he said. So Mayavadis say, we are God. What kind of God is he that he cannot control his toothache? So God is one who is not controlled by anyone or anything. That's the definition of God. That's why I'm telling you, this very first verse of Bhagavatam gives you complete definition of God. First definition, Janmadhyasya Yataha. God is one from whom everything has emanated. Second definition, Anvayad Itaratas Charteshu Abhignya. He is fully aware of everyone and everything in every nook and corner of millions of universes. He creates the universes, maintains them, and keeps track of being witness of all of them. Then Swarat means is fully independent, and we are all like this cow tied to a pole. We are having limited control we have, but God has unlimited control. Yesterday I showed you in the evening, he can go to Yamaloka and bring his Guru's son back. He can go to Varnaloka and bring his father back. He can go to Mahavishnu Loka and bring the 4 sons of Brahmana back. Where can Krishna not go? He can be everywhere. That is Swarat. Second line, Tene Brahma. Brahma means the spiritual knowledge, is wisdom. Hrida, in the heart, Adi Kavaye. Adi Kavi is called Brahma. In Brahma's heart, Lord Krishna gave the spiritual knowledge of the Vedas. He gave. He says, that's how all this knowledge is available for us when Brahma received it from Krishna and then handing it over in Guru Parampara. Then Mukhyanti Yat Suryaha. But this world that he has created is bewildering even to the Suryaha means demigods also. Even sages and demigods cannot give you knowledge. They can only take it from Krishna and give it to you. Like I am speaking all this knowledge 7-8 days, but this knowledge is not my own. I am learning in Guru Parampara, implementing it in my life. And then Krishna is pleased with my service, then he will make me understand this knowledge. Then I can share it with others. So the monopoly of all knowledge is Krishna only. So because demigods and sages are also sometimes bewildered, Mukhyanti, about this knowledge, they can't ascertain. Therefore, we should not speculate or conjecture anything. Learn the knowledge and repeat it. Third line, Tejo. Tejo means fire. Vari means water. Mridam means mud. Fire, water, mud. These are all combined together to form this material world, which is Mukhyanti Atsurya, which is bewildering even to the sages. Yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha. Trisarga means upper, middle and lower planetary systems. They are all put into mrisha. It's maya. It is cheating. For example, say you have watercolor box. Round colors are there. You have seen that? You take a brush, you take some color and draw something on a canvas. Say, for example, I am drawing a beggar's picture. A beggar with a begging bowl. Beggar is in a very crying mood, like that. So immediately when you see that picture, what comes to your mind? Pity. You feel pity. You feel compassion for him when you see that picture. Or somebody draws a picture of a man and one woman embracing and kissing. They draw a picture like that with the same. Somebody has drawn. When you see that, what happens? You feel lust, you feel agitation. So when you see the watercolor box, do you feel agitation? No. But when it is thrown on a canvas, when drawing is done, that causes you some emotion. Similarly, what Maya Devi has done, she has taken this 3 gunas, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Sattoguna, and taking all the elements of the material world, she has created the bodies of men and women, and they are going mad for each other. She has made this, but it's all made of flesh and bones. 1 millimeter you remove, no attraction in this body. How many of you heard a liquid beauty story spoken by Prabhupada? Prabhupada speaks it. Correct, no? There's a. You saw that? How many of you saw the video of that? You saw that? Yeah. If you didn't see, you ask your mentor, they can show you. Okay. Now you check whether you saw this.
Narrate one short story. Boy was attracted by that one man, one boy was attracted by a beautiful girl. So the girl does not agree, and the boy is persistent. So in India, of course, the girls, they keep their chastity very strictly. So, the girl was not agreeing, so she said, all right, I agree, after 1 week, you come. She appointed such and such time you come. So the boy was very glad. And the girl took some purgatory throughout the 7 days. And she was passing stool day and night and vomiting. And she kept all these vomits and stool in a nice pot. So when the appointed time came, the boy came and the girl was sitting on the door. The boy inquired, where is that girl? She said, I am that girl. No, you are not. You are so ugly. She was so beautiful. You are not that girl. No, I am that girl. But I have now separated my beauty in a different pot. What is that? She saw. This is the beauty, the stool and vomit. This is the ingredient. Actually, anyone may be very robust or very beautiful. If he passes stool for 3 or 4 times, everything changes.
Yes, Sarah? Isn't it? So that's what he's saying. It's actually Amrisha. Amrisha means, you see, although this body of man and woman is made of nasty substances, still we are attracted to it. Correct or not? Huh? That's because Mahadevi has made on the canvas of this material existence. She has taken the 3 gunas and made all these things look very attractive. Huh? Although this body is nothing but a combination of foul air and water and blood and flesh and earth, water, fire or ether only. Tejo, Vari, Mridam, Yata, Vinimayo, Yatra Trisargo Amrisha. That's the 3rd line. Dhamna, Svena Sada, Nirasta Kuhakam, Satyam Param Dhimahi. So, and that Supreme Lord Vasudeva, where does he live? Dhamna. He has his abode, the spiritual abode. Svena, he is independently living. He is not controlled by anybody. He is not dependent on anybody. He is a supreme. Sada, he always is there. It's not that he is there at one time. Like we all are here now. Eventually our bodies will die. We will take another body. But Krishna, it's not like that. Sada is always there. Eternally he is present in the spiritual world. And Nirasta Kuhakam. Actually, nothing of this material world can affect that world. Yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. When all this material world will be destroyed, that world will never be destroyed. That will remain. One example Prabhupada gives. Try to understand this example. You see, when I went to one farm in Vella farm in Pune, on the way I was commenting, oh, this farm is so beautiful. When we were going in the car, a lot of water was gushing in the river, and a lot of greenery, colorful flowers, and nightingales or cuckoos are cooing, and forest was full of haryali, greenery. So one devotee said, Prabhu, this season is like that. It's a rainy season. It looks like this. You come in summer season, everything will be dry, he said. So that is the example Prabhupada gives. When 3 gunas are acting in this world, everybody, all living entities have their 8.4 million species are there and they're all running here and there. They're subjected to glitter and glamour. They're fascinated by Maya's gifts and everything. And the pralaya comes, everything is finished in this world. They're destroyed. Whereas, in the sky, if you see the sun, the moon, the stars are permanent objects. Whereas when the rain pours down, these are changing objects. Correct, no? Greenery, flowers, fruits. There's one season called Patjad. Patjad means all the leaves are fallen. The tree will be completely shaven. You've seen that? So the material world is constantly changing. Spiritual world is unchanging. Further, Prabhupada gives example. Like the sun, moon, stars are fixed in their places. They are unchanging. Whereas when the clouds pour, this position is changing. Like that, Yasa Sarveshu Bhuteshu Nashyatsu Na Vinashyati. Spiritual world is an unchanging place. Once you go there, there is no old age, no disease, no death, no miseries. Dhamna, Svena, Sada, Nirasta Bhakam, Satyam, Param Dhimahi. It is a Gayatri chant, it is. So it is addressed to Lord Vasudeva. So this scientifically presented verse, how systematically it explains about the absolute truth. We will see more about it now. You see, Sri Prabhupada says, look at this family. These are 5 generations of people in the same family. See, the small baby is there, you see? Then his father, then his father, and 5 fathers are shown. Now you can also see beyond this grandfather also there must have been one more father, correct now? He's not shown here, he's not there now. He's dead and gone. Huh? But if you go up, there are going to be more and more fathers. So the father of all these fathers, should it be a stone chunk or a living person? What do you think? Correct now? If somebody says, no, it must have been a stone chunk, show me one, take one stone and produce one grandfather and show. They cannot do that. They're just bluffing. Huh? Anybody says things have come from life has come from matter, you can catch them. Show me one. Make one mosquito and show from a stone. You cannot do that. Huh? Living bodies always come from living bodies. Like you take a citrus plant, like a lemon. Huh? Like a lemon tree produces tons of citric acid. You know that? But with tons of citric acid, can you produce one lemon tree? You cannot produce. Huh? Similarly, your body also, your body produces so much sweat and stool and urine and all these substances come out of the body, chemicals. The stool is hydrogen phosphate. Huh? Urine is urea. They're coming out. But once a person dies, these chemicals won't come from his body. Nor can you combine these chemicals and make a living boy. You cannot do that. Huh? Chemical combination doesn't make a living body. But living bodies secretes chemicals that we have seen. So therefore, Prabhupada says here, who can read fast? Any fast reader here? So quick. Take the mic. Quick reader. You should read this. Like this, you should read. God is the origin of everything, just like any one of us. We can understand that. Yes.
God is the origin of everything. Just like any one of us, we can understand that my body is generated from my father's body. My father's body is generated from my grandfather's body. My grandfather, go on, go on, go on, go on. It is not that because you cannot see your great-great-grandfather, so you cannot say there was no such man as great-great-grandfather. Similarly, if we go on searching out what is the original father, that is God. Therefore, in every religion, God is accepted as the supreme father. If you are existing because of your father. Your father is existing because of his father. There must be somebody original father.
Recently, Param Pujya Lokanath Maharaj was telling, मूर्ख लोग कहते हैं सब जीव का स्रोत है अमीबा, लेकिन हम जानते हैं सब जीवों का स्रोत है विठोबा. You are saying, anybody knows who is Vitoba? Vitoba means Supreme Lord. He said, your source is not amoeba, source is Vitoba. Krishna, God. Prabhupada says. Yeah, did it?
That is logical conclusion. Not that I am born out of air or my father is born out of air. No, there must be somebody father. Anything you take, there must be origin. The modern scientists, they cannot find out the origin. They simply say, it existed like this. Where from this existence came? There was chemicals, hydrogen, oxygen and mixed up. There was water. Who put the hydrogen, oxygen? So these answers they cannot give because they have no perfect knowledge. So logical conclusion is that there must be somebody origin. That is God, from whom everything emanates, everything takes birth.
Yeah, see, when you see vast oceans like Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea and all that, you ask the scientists, sir, so much of water has come, where has it come from? They say it's just a combination of H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. Then you can ask the question, but who put the hydrogen oxygen here? Did you make it? You didn't make it, I didn't make it. Who has made it? Who has brought about that? So that is Prabhupada's question. So Prabhupada's question is very logical and practical. And therefore, there are good Mahajans and there are false Mahajans. These are good Mahajans, like Einstein, Faraday, Heisenberg. Recently, I saw one Heisenberg's interesting statement. He says, when you take the glass of scientific research and take a pinch of water in the beginning, it begins with atheism. At the end of the glass, you find God, he says. That is our Heisenberg. Similarly, Einstein said, for religion, God is in the beginning. For science, God is at the end. Like that Einstein also said. Michael Faraday, Schrodinger, Max Born, Isaac Newton, Kelvin, all of them. Kelvin says, if you think strongly enough, you'll be forced by science to accept God. Like that he says. So, Ramanujam. So, these are good Mahajans, those who are godly Mahajans. Then there are atheistic Mahajans also, those who are like Dawkins, you were telling yesterday. So, they are also there. So, you have the choice to follow those scientists who are aligned with God, and there are also atheistic fellows who are asuras. They follow the asuras path, correct, no? Please repeat. Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karanam. So here Krishna is telling Sarva Karana Karanam. I am the cause of all causes. In Bhagavad Gita, three things he says. I am cause of all causes, I am the essence of everything, I am the very best of everything. So first I am showing you some slides about Krishna being cause of all causes. For example, say, I am drinking a glass of milk. As soon as I take the milk, I drink up one bit of it, immediately I say, Go Mata ki jai, because Go Mata has given the milk. And then you ask, how the Go Mata could give milk? Because she ate grass. So how did the grass come? Because the rain shower. How did the rains come? From the clouds. How did the clouds get the water? From the ocean. Who took the ocean water and gave it to clouds? The sun. So who put the sun? Yachakshuresha savita sakala grahanam raja samasta swaramurti rashesha tejaha yasyagya brahmati sambrita kala chakro govindamati purusham tamaham bhajami. Brahma says, that the sun, Yasyagnyaya, Brahmati, the sun is moving by the order of Govinda, he says. Yasyagnyaya Brahmati, Samprita Kala Chakro. So the sun is moving and causing all the rains to happen. So there, and that sun is Krishna's eye, he says. Krishna has two eyes, hot eye and cool eye. Who can say what is the cool eye? Moon. Hot eye? Sun, yeah. So it is Krishna's merciful eye from the top looking at us, the sun and the moon. And when he looks at the Prakriti, Maya Adhyakshena, Prakriti. So the Prakriti is producing everything by the glance of Krishna's eye. That's why he's supervising. So therefore that eye of Krishna is, the origin of that is Krishna. So that's how ultimately I am drinking milk because of Krishna only. That's the point. Okay, now I am eating a mango now. So then I ask, how did the mango come? Because there's a seed inside the mango, isn't it? So from the seed, a big mango tree was made and thousands of mangoes are coming. Where did that seed come from? From the previous tree. Finally, go to the top. Who gave the original seed? A mango seed, yes? 14.4 Bhagavad Gita. You know what that verse? All of you repeat. Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavanti yaha tasam brahma mahat yonir aham bija pradaha pita. Sarva Yonishu means all 8.4 million species, my dear Arjun. I am the original seed giving father of all the species. Original mango seed Krishna gave. Then further mango seeds were sown on the ground and more trees came. For every species, he is the original seed giver. Therefore, if I am eating mango, by whose grace I am eating mango? This is how you can arrive at everything. How he is the cause of all causes. Then somebody may ask, who created Krishna? If you say Krishna only created everything, who created him? The answer is yes, Anadir. Anadir means he has no beginning. He is existing beyond space and time, beyond this material existence. See, beyond the material existence, there is no flow of time, and he exists in that plane, eternal plane, where his body doesn't change. Even souls are also eternal. We are also eternal, he is also eternal. Both of them don't take birth, both of them don't die. Like we say about even matter, energy is neither created nor destroyed. Energy disappearing in one form, reappears in another form without any loss or gain, correct or not? That is about matter. What is because spirit? The spirit is neither created nor destroyed. And the spirit may enter into one body and come into another body. But he always remains the same. Krishna's body is like that also. Supreme Spirit. We are all spirit, he is Supreme Spirit. And he is Adir, he is the source of everyone and everything. And his body is made up of what? Second line. Satchidananda Vigraha, spiritual body. And he is a Ishvara, controller. But what Ishvara is? Paramaha means supreme controller, he is saying. Everything originates not from a big bang, but from a big brain. You see here? Krishna expands as Mahavishnu, who expands millions of universes from his force of his body. And actually, even scientists say there are, many galaxies, and Bunch of galaxies is called as a cluster. And there are thousands of clusters, and they're talking about super clusters. Huh? So in this way, there are many, many clusters of galaxies which is coming from him. Huh? And inside each universe, the same Mahavishnu expands as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. You remember the name? Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Because Garbha is the Brahmanda. Inside the Garbha, he goes, fills up the universe with half the universe with water, and he lies down. And from his navel comes a lotus in which Brahma is born. The first sun. When the lotus blossomed, in that lotus, lot of particles are there, like jugnu, like glowing particles. And who are those particles? All of us only. Huh? We were all there and there. Shining particles of Jivatmas. But one of those particles was Brahma, for whom Lord Vishnu gave him the Brahma's body made up of intelligence. Huh? So he gave him the body, and Brahma became his devotee immediately.
श्री विष्णवे च विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। श्री विष्णवे च विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि।
He offers prayer to Lord Vishnu and says, "My dear Lord, who are you? I don't know. Everything is dark. Please give me knowledge." And then Lord Vishnu gives him 2 letters, Tapa and Kama Gayatri mantra he gives him. Then Brahmaji chants that 100 celestial years. Then everything becomes lit up. And Lord Vishnu gives him darshan. 4 things Lord Vishnu gives him. First, he gives a handshake for him. The first handshake of the universe. He caught both the hands of Brahma and shook it and appreciated him. After that, all the managers are shaking hands of their subordinates in offices. So the first handshake was given by Vishnu to Brahma. Appreciation. Then he gave him revelation of Vaikuntha planets. He showed Brahma, "I will show you what is spiritual world. You are in material world now. I will show you spiritual world." He showed him. Then he also gave him a responsible position. You do the secondary creation in this world, become the father of the living entities. And then he gave him benedictions also. So Brahma became powerfully empowered, and did many things. He did. See, he created millions of species of life, like all of us. 8.4 million species. Lord told him, those who are Satoguna, put them up. Those who are Tamoguna, put them below. Those who are in Rajoguna, keep them on the earth, earthly plane. 14 planetary systems in which Brahma puts all these jivas. And each body, you can see, you see, everything is being processed, you see. You see? Amazing mental body, right? Each of our body is like this. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, when you eat the food, he exists in your belly as Vaishwanara Agni. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Degamashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachami Annam Chaturvidham. He's saying, I only digest the food that you put inside. One scientist said, if you have to convert one small piece of bread, this much size bread, if you want to convert this one bread into blood, you will need industry which will take 3 kilometers distance industry you will need. Just to process one bread to make it into blood. But do you think you eat only one bread daily? How much you eat in the morning, how much in the afternoon, how much in the night? So, three times a day we eat so much food. So that means every one of you, you will need an industry which will be several 10 kilometers distance. Huge industry will be required to process it to convert it into blood. But all that is done in your small belly because he is present personally. Krishna is called Vaishwanara. So I was thinking about it. See, as his sun and moon is giving us the food, grains, fruits, and everything. When you eat that and put it in the mouth, he has also made it very tasty, also, correct? No? 6 type of juices: sweet, sour, salt, pungent, astringent, bitter, and all that. Otherwise, we can't eat the food. He has made it very tasty. After he put inside, then he processes inside. See, we sow the seed, but God gives the rains. If he doesn't give the rain, what is the use of sowing seed? That means he does the job. We are dependent on him. We give the interview, but the panel has to select us for the job, isn't it? See, you write exam. Look at this kid, how anxiety. So much anxiety is writing exam. But teacher has to give the marks ultimately, isn't it? Similarly, everything is not in our hands. Only half is in our hands. See, Hanuman is praying before jumping from the... praying to Vayu, praying to Surya, his guru. Knows that without empowerment and blessing, we can't do anything in life. And Hanuman did many things, like bringing the, Sanjeevani Parvat, great feats, because such great souls like Hanuman, they recognize the hand of God in their lives. So till now I told you about Krishna is the cause of all causes, correct now? Now you can see Krishna says, I am the essence of everything. See, the essence of the fan is to give you air. Essence of the bulb is to give you light. Similarly, he says, please repeat this verse. Yad yad vibhuti matsattvam Shrimat urjitameva va tat tat eva avagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam. See, whatever opulences you see in the living beings, like look at the peacock, how beautifully it is dancing. So the beauty of the peacock's dance, or the... recently I did one research whether the planets collide and whether it has happened, collision of planets. I have the whole article, multiple articles. I read dozens of articles I read on that. There is not a history of any one planet colliding with another till now. But if you find some article about collision, which scientists say, they have not seen collision. They say that there is some dust in the atmosphere. So they are conjecturing that maybe some planets must have collided. That's all. Otherwise, they have no evidence of any planet colliding on Earth. Even our Neptune, if you see, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and then Uranus, Jupiter, Saturn, and then Neptune, and then Pluto, The Pluto is not constantly growing. It is going sometime between the 7th and 8th planet. You know that? Its a trajectory is different. It's going like... Still, you will never hear of collision of the planets because Krishna says, I am present inside the planets with my energy. By my energy. Just like, imagine if a boy is taking, what do you call it, like a drone camera. Sometimes you see a drone camera flying and taking a video. You've seen that? It moves around. But why it doesn't fall on any of you? Because somebody is controlling it. Correct, no? It's not that it's going to fall on your head or something. Similarly, Krishna is making sure all the planets he is controlling them. Yeah. Similarly, he says, Balam balavatam cham, I am the strength of the strong. So this fellow is having strength because Krishna has given him the strength, he says. The buddhir buddhimatam asmi. Einstein is saying, my brain is given by Krishna. See here. Because Einstein didn't create his own brain. None of us create our own brain. Buddhir buddhimatam asmi, he says. Krishna says, see, you read between 7.7 to 7.13 verses. Tasoham apsagaunteya prabhasmi shashishuriyo pranavas sarva vedeshu shabdakke paurusham drishu punyo gandha prativyam tejaschasmi vivavasau jivanam sarva bhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvishu vedam mam sarva bhutanam vidyapata sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejas tejasvinamaham Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava echaiva satvika bhava rajasastam asasye matta eveti tan vidhi tatpaham teshu te mayi. Like that he says, 7 verse, 7, 8 verses, you will see that. He has created the power of the sun, you see, by which sun is creating all these wonderful things. So when you see a lotus flower, you should remember Krishna, how he has made this. Because the sun, we are getting rains, shower. Because of the sun's effect. See, sun produces the fruits and moon fills it up with juice. 6 type of juices. So, and the fragrance, anybody knows fragrance of the flowers comes from where? Yes? Yes? Give him an applause. Right. It comes from the earth. The program for the fragrance in the flowers is kept in the earth. Haribo. Similarly, the program for the fruit juices is kept in the moon. See how what a amazing creation. Therefore, nowadays moonlight is not allowed to touch the fruits because people quickly remove the fruits and put it in smoke and they give you. So when you yellow banana, if you open and put in the mouth, chow chow chow, no taste. Because the moon's effect has not been allowed. But you look at the fruits. When moon touches the fruits, it gives 6 type of juices. So Krishna says, I am doing all this. Such amazing creation he has made. So therefore, when you look at the creation, you should study the Bhagavad Gita and know he is the essence of everything. What is the essence of the sun? Anybody can say? Essence of the sun, yes? To give heat and light. To give heat and light and to produce rains. And to produce grains. Which all by the sun. Similarly, what is the essence of the moon? To supply juices. To supply the cooling moonlight. Yeah. Similarly, he says, I am that. He says. So till now I told you Krishna is the essence of everything, right? He is the strength of the strong, intelligence of the intelligent and all that. Now he is saying, third one, I am the best of everything. So amongst the water body, is pond big or lake big or which is big? Ocean is the biggest. So I am the ocean, he says. Amongst all the mountains in the entire world, he says, I am Mount Everest. That means he is the best. Now there cannot be any mountain which can grow bigger than Mount Everest. So more than 80 opulences Krishna says in the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. He is the best of everything. If you see somebody very beautiful, you should think that, if this fellow is so beautiful, how much more beautiful Krishna must be. Or if you hear some sweet voice of somebody, like you hear like that, in the morning, cuckoo is going, immediately you should think, hey, cuckoo's voice is so sweet, Krishna's voice must be million times more sweeter than this. Like that you can think. He's the best of everything. So in the Bhagavad Gita, 11th canto, last verse purport, Prabhupada says this. Read this. Who has the mic with you?
In summary,
Yeah.
the universal form of Krishna, which is a temporary manifestation, and the form of time, which devours everything, and even the form of Vishnu, four-handed, have all been exhibited by Krishna. Thus, Krishna is the origin of all this manifestation. It is not that Krishna is a manifestation of the original Vishwarupa or Vishnu. Krishna is the origin of all forms.
You can see in the battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna was standing with Arjun. At that time, he released the Vishwarupa from his body. It's like unzipping a program, correct, no? Like somebody sent you a RAR file. You know RAR file? RAR file. And then you say extract here. And it just unzips everything. Puts it in that particular folder, isn't it? Similarly, Krishna unfolded the Vishwarupa and then he showed 400. Then he wound up both of them into himself. Therefore, we can know that Krishna is the source of everyone, including the Vishwarupa and 400 form also. Now, I told you in the beginning, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I told you, So these are the 3 aspects. Om means Jnanis meditate on Om. Bhagavate, the Lord of opulences, Bhagavan is worshipped by, like you see, yogis worship him as Vishnu in their heart. And Vasudevaya, then the Krishna form is worshipped by the Bhaktas. I showed you this yesterday? I didn't show you? Okay. See, from a distance, the mountain appears very hazy like a cloud when you go in the train. When the train draws closer, the same mountain, how it will look? Like this it will look. You see, it's more green, clear. When you go even more near the mountain, the train goes, you will see some people are walking, going, coming like that. You will see that. That means the closer you come to mountain, the closer detail you get. Similarly, God also, from a distance, God is understood as impersonal. Huh? Like government of India is impersonal. Sarkar Nirakar. It's like that. Isn't it? Huh? But when you come more closer to government, then you see the super soul, huh? Which means like you see the prime minister in the parliament, you see. Similarly, you understand, oh, behind the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, there is super soul who is the heart of every living being and in every atom. Huh? Is present in every atom also and in the heart of all living beings. And the yogi's heart is present, yogi is meditating. When you come even more closer to him and start loving him and reciprocating love with him, then you see Bhagavan, huh? Krishna. Then you come to this understanding. Yeah. So you know this, the six opulences. Yesterday we had a very nice explanation on that. So in this world, all these opulences shown by many people are coming from Krishna originally. So Bhagavan, Krishna. Now coming to this world which Krishna has created, the Shastras very scientifically explain that there are four kind of bodies. Viviparas, oviparas, and then born of the soil, born of the moisture. Four are there. You see? In Sanskrit it is called as Jarayuja and Andaja and Udvija and Shvedaja. Four categories. All living beings come under this four, 8.4 million species. For example, we all of us are mammals, correct? Now, man and beast. We are born from Jarayuja, born from the Yoni. And the birds, they are called coming from Andaja. See, sometimes the bird is called Dvija. Why? Two times born. First, the bird lays, the egg comes out. Then from the egg, it hatches and the bird comes out. Just like lizard, like that kind of thing. And Shvedaja means born of the sweat, like lice. You know this lice in the hair? Or bugs, bed bugs, katmal. They come from the sweat in the body. From a living body, if sweat comes out, from that they are born. You will see that. And then Udbija means sprouting from the soil, like the plants and the trees. See, the Vedas give all information about all the species in Padma Purana. And in every species, there is a soul residing and super soul residing. Both. In every one of them. Like you see, there are millions of species, colorful variety of living beings. Even these are always a mystery. Even to scientists, the research is going on. If you see African safari, they are arriving at more and more new species which they have never heard of. But totally, the Padma Purana says 8.4 million species existing creation. So all these species are awarded these bodies by the all-loving Father, keeping their desires in mind. They all have some desires. Each body represents one desire, isn't it? Like polar bear wants to sleep for a long time. Tiger wants to tear the body and eat flesh and drink blood. In this way, different bodies. But in each of the heart, the super soul is guiding. You can see. Residing in the heart, the soul. Somebody wants to smoke. Lord gives, without his sanction, nobody can do anything. At the same time, the animals also do certain activity, but they are not as great as human beings, because human beings and demigods are put in one category. They are called as Sadyoni. Animals, birds, reptiles, they are all Asadyoni. Because we have a special type of brain, the acumen God has given us, by which we can understand spiritual subject matter. Amongst all the species, human species is the most special. Because the kind of samadhi that man can experience through spiritual practices like karma yoga, jnana yoga, they cannot do, animals cannot do. Although we have a huge population of human beings, not all of them are using their intelligence for spiritual activities. Those who awaken, they are able to connect with the Supreme through the various processes of karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, and bhakti yoga ultimately. So, the last part of the book, Prabhupada explains about the Satyam Param Dhimahi. The Satyam Param is Krishna who expands himself into Srimati Radharani. So, please read that.
Radha is the most benevolent, tender-hearted feminine.
No, it's not, sound is not coming.
Radha is the most benevolent, tender-hearted feminine counterpart of Sri Krishna and not different from him. She is so great that if anyone renders even a meager service to Lord Krishna, she considers that person a greater devotee than herself, although no one can excel her in serving Krishna.
Yeah. So, Radha and Krishna, Radha Krishna ekatanu duyi dehadari, it is said. Radha and Krishna are one, but they separated the two for pastimes. I will tell about this more in the future session. But here, we have explained how Krishna comes and performs various leelas, like you see this Vamanadev measuring all the three worlds. So, there is nothing that he cannot do. But when he performed the pastime of Rasa Nritya, Rasa dance, what was his age?
8 years.
Just 8 years. People draw pictures as if Krishna is 25 years. You've seen that they draw very sensuous pictures, creating agitation in people's minds due to their being atheistic. But you can see Krishna was just 8-year-old. And all the gopis' bodies were spiritual. There is one shloka which explains this in the Bhagavatam. Krishna is a supreme person. Actually, they were lying in their homes. Their husbands, fathers, brothers saw the bodies of the gopis, but the souls came out of their bodies and they went to dance with Krishna. There is one shloka which mentions that. Krishna is supreme person and whole spirit, and he danced with the spiritual bodies of the gopis. Therefore, there is no reason to accuse Krishna in any way, like the Prabhupada says. See? Carrying Krishna in their hearts, brahmacharis and sannyasis are walking on surface of the globe unaffected, correct or not, isn't it? If they can live without company of a woman, why should Krishna need any woman, tell me? Therefore, the gopis are not ordinary women. They are called as Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitavi. Prabhupada says they are all spiritual associates, with spiritual bodies. So, carrying Krishna in their hearts, sadhus are sanctifying the world. That means Krishna is a supreme sanctifier. He can't do anything wrong, he says. Then, this I told you yesterday, Krishna reciprocates to the desire of different jivas. Somebody wants him as a master. For the cows, he becomes master. For the princesses, he becomes a husband in Dwaraka. For the gopis, he becomes lover. For Yashoda, he becomes a son, as per the jiva's desire. Great acharyas like Sripada Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, you see, and Jayadev Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they all have glorified Krishna's pastimes with gopis. So naturally, if it is an ordinary boy-girl pastime, why should these great souls glorify? These great souls are all so exalted. So therefore, there must be some divinity in that relationship. One who is actually deriving benefit from hearing the Rasalila dance surely achieves that. He loses all traces of lust in his heart, like the Bhagavatam says. There's one verse which says that. It says that Hridrogamashu apahinoti achirena tiraha. I will tell you these things more detailed later when we come to later section. Lust and love. Lust is like iron, love is like gold. That's said by Kaviraj Goswami. Ravana is a lusty rogue. He is cheating Mother Sita to kidnap her. That is lust. Whereas Krishna's love for the gopis is completely transcendental and divine. We will talk about it more. Look at this fellow. His eyes. He is lusty fellow. On the other hand, Haridas Thakur is free from lust. He is chanting Hare Krishna. How many of you know the story of Haridas Thakur? You heard about it, correct? Yeah. So, now, you go to the booklet now. You'll find it very easy now. We have finished quite a good amount of it. See, page 1, I am showing it here also. God is always a beautiful person, not impersonal. See here, same thing, no? God is ultimate father of all fathers. I showed you, right? See, they didn't get booklet there, you can give them. Here also many of them get. Okay, two of you and one more devotee, quickly you can read the conversation below. See, Ram and Shyam, okay? You next to each other only, you both have to read, okay? Okay. Ram,
At,
Read.
at midnight, when you see a train arriving at a station, you only see impersonal headlight shining.
See, all of you are listening. They are reading a conversation. At midnight, when you see a train arriving at a station, you only see the impersonal headlight. Okay. Now Sham has to fill up something. So you all have to fill up what is supposed to be there. Okay. And then Ram, you go ahead. You only go ahead, Ram.
You can see that effulgence of light spreading in the entire room is impersonal. You see, friend, government of any country has no shape or form. I appreciate your points well. Is God impersonal and sometimes assumes a form? No.
No, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is always personal. The effulgence emanating from his body is called.
Dash. You have to find out what it is. It's
It
confirmed
is
in
confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 14.27.
But I see in India many sadhus preach God is impersonal and sometimes become personal while talking dash.
well taking.
Please refer Bhagavad Gita 7.24, which says, Avyaktam Vyakti.
Apannam manyante mam abuddhayah. Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna says, one who think I was dash before and now I have become dash now are fools. Those sadhus who preach God is impersonal, which no qualities and attributes are called.
Dash.
They misleads the masses by this bogus knowledge, and one should
Dash
from
from them. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Sham. It was enlightening to be in your association. By the way, in our family, we worship Balaji. Is he also some form of Krishna only?
Bala means dash, G means dash. Thus, he is none other than Sri Krishna, only who appears as Srinivas Govinda to marry his eternal consort Padmavati, to give joy to Mother Yashoda, who comes as Vakula Devi.
That is great. I always had a doubt why we worship God in the form of murtis in the temple. It will be nice to hear some logical explanations about it from you, since you seem to be having thorough and scientific understanding of spirituality.
Yes, our all intelligent friends who have such sincere inquiries like you have come for Utkarsha camp. We will surely learn about it. This is the way of true progress in life. Thank you for your brilliant queries, Ram.
Thank you, Sham. I hope to grow in my understanding in your holy company.
Yeah. So now you have to fill in the blanks in one sentence or one word. Okay. The first one, at midnight when you see a train, I'll show the answers to this. See, I'll show you one answer so it'll be easy for you. See here. At midnight when you see a train station, you see only impersonal headlight shining. Okay. And then here you read further. Sham, now you read now.
But behind the headlight, there is an engine driven by a driver, and also there are bogies and hundreds of people in them.
Behind them, in them, correct, no? That means, if somebody thinks train means only light, that means his understanding is incomplete. Correct, no? And then he's saying further, Ram is saying, you can see effulgence of light spreading in an entire room is impersonal, like that he's saying. So Ram is arguing things are impersonal, Sham is arguing things are personal. If Ram is saying light is, the light pervading room is impersonal, what should Sham say? Yeah? Behind that impersonal light, see what he says here. Read it.
Yes, but its source is bulb, which has a form.
Like the bulb has a form, but the light spreading is impersonal. Correct, no? That's what he's saying. Similarly, you see, friend, government of any country or has no shape or form. Sarkar is nirakar, like that he's saying. So what should Sham say? Yeah, behind the impersonal government there is that Prime Minister who is personal behind it. Correct, no? Okay. And then in the 14.27, if you read the verse, you will find out there is Brahma Jyoti. You see? The effulgence coming from Krishna's body is called Brahma Jyoti. Yeah. Okay, but I see in India, Many sadhus preach God is impersonal, sometimes become personal by taking avatar, they say. Huh? You wrote incarnation? Okay, correct. Krishna says in 7.24 Bhagavad Gita, one who thinks I was impersonal before, now I have become personal, now are fools, he says. अव्यक्तम व्यक्तिम आपन्नम मन्यन्ते माम अभूते. जो लोग मानते हैं कि मैं पहले निराकार था, अभी मैं आकार रूप लिया हूँ, सगुण रूप लिया हूँ, ऐसे सोचने वाले मूर्ख लोग हैं. Krishna is saying. You can read that verse 7.24, which means Krishna is never impersonal. Krishna is always personal. They are called Mayavadis, huh? And we should avoid hearing from them. So what I will do in future, I will make a box with all these words so that you can choose and put. Then it will be easy for you. Huh? See, Balaji means, Bala means child, Ji means respectable. So this already you know that. Udbija, Andaja, Shvedaja, Jarayuja, right? Now you have to do the match the following. You all can do that? Do the match the following. Not very difficult. You do it very well. Better than you, I can do, huh? Okay, okay. After the episode, we start with. That 9:20, I can proceed. Yeah, I think but now and then now. Hare Krishna. I'll show you the answers. You ready? See here. Both, Udbija means the pumpkin. Huh? It comes from a seed. Andaja, lizard. Shvedaja. Shvedaja is bedbug. Jarayuja, calf. Life comes from life only. Neither God nor we have come from matter. God and us have same called Sachidananda. God and us are supreme and tiny living entities respectively. How many of you got all 8 right? Very good. Majority got. Very good. Thank you. Okay. So, understanding God scientifically already have done that first verse. Janmadhyasya yataha, correct, na? Yeah. Here is very important. You can read this para. You can read this.
Srila Prabhupada says, so in this way, if we study Srimad Bhagavatam, we can understand what is the nature of God. Not that we manufacture, but the reason, the philosophy, the authority, everything is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So if we simply scrutinizingly study what sort of body God has got, it is given in a simple language, such as Anand. And Anand means blissful, always blissful. You have seen our Krishna, how blissful he is. He is playing on his flute, and his internal consort, Radha Rani, is there.
Hey, Krishna is always blissful, Prabhupada says. When Krishna is dancing on Kaliya, is he afraid? No, he's smiling. In battlefield of Kurukshetra, is he afraid? That war is going to be there. Is he in anxiety? No. Prahasan Niva Bharata, is he smiling there also? That means Krishna is never morose or never sad. Huh? We may become sad, but he never becomes sad. He's always blissful, he says. And then he's talking about Radharani and gopis. Go ahead.
Is it not blissful? You like to be happy because you are part and parcel of God. Therefore, you also like that blissful life. Young girl wants young boy, and the young boy wants a young girl to live together blissfully. But
See, a young girl is attracted to a young boy is attracted to a young girl in this world, we have seen. Now they want to live together blissfully. Can they live? No, he's saying that's not possible. Why? Prabhupada says, because
but that is not possible because it is material world. But the idea comes from God. Janmadhe asya yataha. Where from this idea came, unless in the God the same propensity is there. Love between young girl and young boy. where from this idea has come in this world. Therefore, it is said, Jan madhya asya yatah. Anything, whatever you see, within your experience, that is in God. We are practically sample of God. Whatever propensities there are in God, we have got because we are part and parcel of God.
Yeah. So, the attraction between boy and girl, how it came, Prabhupada is explaining here. Originally, God is one, Krishna. But from his left side, he expanded as Radharani. And then innumerable living entities like all of us, who are children. Now, in a family also, if a man, Jamindar, imagine a Jamindar has a big hall like this and is sitting alone in his house, no wife, no children. Would life be interesting? Life would be boring. On the other hand, you imagine if Jamindar has a wife and he has dozen children, small and big, all colorfully dressed, making noise, running here, playing, then the house becomes bustling with activity. Very enjoyable it is. So, in the same manner, Prabhupada explains that God eternally decided that me and my part and parcels. As soon as there is sun, there is also sun's rays. Like sun's particles are there coming from that. Similarly, God is there, we are also present from that time. Don't ask when, since time immemorial. Always. As soon as God is present, Jivas are also present. Now, another important thing is, for example, see, sometimes my father would go to the market and bring a big jar full of mixed fruit juice, with custard. You know that? It's like semi-liquid it is. Bring a full jar he would bring. So the afternoon time when sun is very hot. So do you think he'll come home and take the jar and put it in a glass and drink everything himself? Will he do that? What do you think he will do? Share it. He could call the wife and children, everybody. So he would give us, he would give to wife, and then he will also take. Correct, no? Similarly, Krishna also, he want to enjoy happiness, but not alone. He want to share it with Radharani, with all the jivas. And this way, the spiritual world is a beautiful family of all the millions of living entities. You will learn more in the next 2 days. You will learn. But the idea is, this is called the spiritual variety in the spiritual world. And in the material world also, we have material variety. But the problem is, material variety is pain producing. Spiritual variety is bliss producing. It's like the fire is like smoke. Here also you will see, when you have a mother, father, son, daughter, they have a house, they go on a trip together. They may go to see Taj Mahal, to see Red Fort, they go to the beach, they spend time with the family. Family members feel very nice with each other. But the problem is that happiness is also punctuated with sufferings. Like you went in a car, suddenly car got some accident, some dent came, the man, the owner of the house who was driving the car, he broke his hands and admitted in a hospital. So in this world, you can't be only happy. Happiness is mixed with suffering. Whereas in spiritual world, the spiritual variety, there is nothing like suffering there. That's the main difference. And there Krishna is the center, big family. So God has a propensity to have a family with all the children, namely Jivas and Radharani and himself, performing many pastimes. Read this, fill in the blanks.
I like this understanding, but then someone can say, is God also lusty like ordinary boys of this world for opposite sex?
No. If he is lusty, then why should great monks like Sankara, Ramanuja, Chaitanya, Shukdeva, Narada, who had completely given up the lust activities of the world, worship him? If sadhus, by carrying Shri Krishna in their hearts, can refrain from opposite sex completely, then what difficulty is there for God to give up lust?
That's a good one. But then Prabhupada says, the idea of young boy and girl attraction comes from God. Shri Krishna, who is attracted to Radharani, what type of attraction is it?
That is pure love. Material world is full of perverted love.
He has already released the answer. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Called das. It's similar to milk.
The material world is full of perverted love called
Lust.
lust, correct. It is similar.
It is similar to milk soaring into dash
God, correct.
by coming in contact with lemon. Similarly, when we leave the spiritual world and come to material world, we forgot the pure love for Krishna and became afflicted by the heart disease called lust. Krishna is attracted to cows, to cowherd boys, to Yashoda, to Radharani, whoever loves him with pure heart. He reciprocates with their pure love for him.
Oh, really? Probably that is why the so-called love affairs of this world break, due to dissatisfaction and frustration due to exploitation.
You are right. You are becoming smart in understanding the spiritual science, Ram.
Thank you. But why can't boys and girls enjoy in this world in love? I'm asking this frankly because it feels nice to have romance with opposite sex.
Such romance goes on amongst cockroaches, dogs, cats, camels, monkeys, birds, and humans too.
Correct, no? Cockroach has cockroachini, kutta has kutti, billa has billi. Is it? Share has sherni, more has morni. Correct, no? Like, for example, one cockroach has a mustache. Pyong, like that, he moves the mustache. And the cockroachini is mad. My lord, his mustache is so beautiful. Huh? She is thinking, they are doing romance, and you come with a jadu and throw both of them out. And the romance is finished. Huh? With that, they have to run for life now, isn't it? So, just as the cockroach is having their romance and you throw them out, similarly, demigods, for them, our romance is insignificant in this world. Everybody is attracted in this world to opposite sex by Kamadev's effect. There is one Kamadev who shoots flower arrows. Huh? And therefore, people put a heart with arrow. You have seen that? Huh? That meaning is Kamadev. Kamadev is making all living beings mad in this world. That's what he's saying. Yeah. But pure romance, this is all material romance. But what is spiritual romance? Yeah.
Pure romance of spiritual love is between the pure spiritual bodies of living being and God, Sri Krishna.
That is not only between gopis and Krishna. Even gopas are also attracted to him. Even cows and calves also, deers also. Naryo narashcha mudita kupita, it is said. Naryo narashcha means, naryo means women, but nara means men. Even men are also attracted. Animals are attracted. Deers are attracted. Peacocks. Huh? You will see that, all creatures are charmed by uh, you can see this.
Hey, what do you want, my fine feathered friends? Ah, I see. What shall I play then? An excellent choice.
Peacocks, covered boys.
You are as gracious as you are beautiful. I will wear it with honor.
Yes, so this is the meaning of, he is called a spiritual Kamadev. Why is called transcendental Kamadev? Because he not only attracts opposite sex, he attracts everybody. Correct? No? Unlike in the material world, as he was telling yesterday, they were saying cockroach is never attracted to Miss Universe. Correct? No? Whereas in spiritual world, everybody is attracted to him. Yeah, go ahead.
It is like gold based on unalloyed love. The perverted romance of this world is like dash. Based on
It's
exploitive
like what? It's like iron. Yeah.
based on exploitative lust which can never satisfy anyone. It is like difference between earth and sky. Dash is like the ripe mango of real tree. Lusty romantic affairs are like the shadow reflection of the mango in dash.
What is that? Yeah, love is like the ripe mango of the real tree. And lusty romantic affairs are like the shadowy reflection of that mango in water. Yeah, correct, no? Of that mango tree in water. Because in water also you can see mango. In the original tree also you can see. This is real mango. This is like pratibimba, reflection. You can't enjoy this. So that's why lust doesn't satisfy the heart. Because it is like a reflection only. No? Shadow. It doesn't satisfy.
That point is very clear. So, what do we do to go from lust to love?
Chant dash dash and be dash.
Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Yeah.
That is the first and most important way to revive our dash loving relationship with God, Sri Krishna. And we can
Revive our eternal loving relationship with Krishna. Yes.
and we can study scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and learn scientifically God's nature and elevate our consciousness to experience the spiritual love even while being in this world.
Yeah. And he's saying that we have the same nature as God, because we are His part and parcels. Like, see, we are like a drop of water, God is like a ocean water. But there are similarities and there are differences. Can you say what are the similarities? Yeah, yes. Chemical composition is similar. Percentage of salt is similar. And that is also water is also water. Correct, no? That is also similar. But what are the differences? Huh? Quantity is different. Also, in the ocean, ships can go. In a drop of water, ships cannot go. The ocean can wreck a ship. Drop out cannot wreck a ship. In ocean, there are waves, but there are no waves in a small drop. In ocean, there are whales. You know whale? But in a drop, there are no whales. These are the differences. Huh? Yeah. And we are called Anu. God is called Vibhu. Huh? God is infinitely powerful. We are very infinitesimal, small. Yeah. Yeah. Now you can match the following. I will show you the answers. 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Ready? Can I show? How many of you are ready? Okay, I'm going to show the answer now. Huh? See here? See, the ocean has 5 answers. Huh? Ocean is compared to God Krishna, can never be evaporated by hot sun also, has waves, has whales, can wreck a ship. Drop can be evaporated by heat, may have the bacteria or virus, that's all. It's compared to jivas like us. And God Sri Krishna is called Vibhu, great. Jivatmas are called Anu, small. How many of you got all answers right? Oh, most of you got it. Okay. Thank you. So, okay, quickly read it. Abhigya, already I have told you. No, Abhigya, we will leave it. Already I have told. Okay, you can read it.
Abhigna means fully conversant. He knows everything because God is the Supreme Father. He likes that all his sons, we are all his sons, go back to him, back to home, back to Godhead. Just like rich father, if his sons come out of home and suffer for want of so many things, the father becomes very sorry that this rascal boy has gone out of home, he is suffering, so he wishes that this boy, let him come home back. I have got sufficient means to provide him. Let him be happy. That is God's mission. That is natural affection of God, not that because some of his sons are gone astray, God has become poorer. No, he can produce millions and trillions of sons by his desire. And why he is hankering after one son? That is his affection. That is his kindness.
Yeah.
We are all family members of God. God is never alone. He wants to enjoy pleasure with his son, family members. We belong to God's family, but because we are out from God's kingdom, we are suffering. In this spiritual world, God is the center of everyone. The cows and the calves, the cowherd boys and the girls, the monkeys and the peacocks, the Yamuna river and the Govardhan hill. Because God attracts everyone to himself through pure love. He is called Krishna, the all attractive. There are millions and trillions of universes, and each and every universe there are millions and trillions of planets, and each planet there are millions and trillions of living entities. So, all of them combined together is only a portion of God's children. The other children, they are living in the kingdom of God. Their number is far, far greater than us. So, this Krishna consciousness movement is preaching Bhagavata Dharma to teach all children return back home, back to Godhead.
Yes. So you can do this activity. That's it. Now you can take a break also. There is a juice just come for you. Now it is 11:55. So 10 minutes break we'll give you. You can do this activity and also take juice and relax for a short while. 12:05 sharp, I will start here. Okay? Action. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.